What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be replacing the front CV axle on a 2007 Kia Optima EX. It's my girlfriend's car. She's been having problems with it shaking, so she took it, had all tires, new tires put on, balanced, went and got all four aligned, and it was still shaking. It only shakes, well, I shouldn't say it only shakes, it shakes bad when you're accelerating, and then when you're just cruising, there's just a light shake. And I thought it was the tires, but with all four brand new tires and them being balanced, I knew that that wasn't the problem. So yesterday I started taking it apart, the front end, both sides. Couldn't find nothing wrong. Well, a few months ago I replaced the strut on the other side, so I figured this side could be starting to go. Took it out, seemed fine. Put it all back in, put the tire on, and as I was tightening up the lug nuts, sitting down, we snapped the axle. The boot broke and everything. This piece should go up inside there, and it just came right out. I just replaced this one a few months ago, so it shouldn't have went, but it did. So now I got the tire back off again, and we're going to, I already have the brake lines disconnected. One goes here, and then one goes over here. And I took those off just to have some play. And then I'm gonna unbolt the end link and both of these from the hub assembly to get it off the strut. They take 17 millimeter. I'm gonna do that real quick. Now I'm gonna take out the cotter pin to get out the axle nut. I already removed the brake caliper. Two 17 millimeter bolts, and then these two, and the end link bolt I said was 17 millimeter, I think, and it's actually 19. Now I got the cotter pin straightened out, and all you gotta do is just tap it, and it'll come right out. There you go. Now you need a 32 millimeter big boy to get the axle nut off. Okay, got everything disassembled that I'm taking apart. You can see better the axle where it came out. It would go up in there. Nasty. I finally moved the brake caliper over to that side. Put on a jack stand. Gives me more room, and it's still got a lot of play, so that's good. Got the end link sitting down there. Got the whole hub assembly sitting here, and then now I can just push that right through. Sometimes it'll be hard. If it is, what you need to do is take your axle nut, turn it around, thread it on there, make sure it don't come out, and you can hit it with a hammer. Just be careful. Now I'm gonna just finish pulling this one out. It should be pretty easy. Got the end part out. Now I just gotta get that one out. I'm gonna go up underneath it. There's the axle boot where it ripped. And then that's where the axle goes into the transmission. And you're gonna wanna slide something right in between there and pry it out, but be easy. There's a seal in there, you don't wanna break it. Use like a crowbar. I got a couple different ones I'm gonna try. And have your pan ready, because you will lose some training fluid. Got it popped out. Finally, now it's leaking. What I like to use is this. It's got a good little lip. That way you don't really damage anything. You just pry it right out. What happened? The boot broke and the axle came apart. Now, time for a new one. Alright, just went to Advance. Switched out the axles. Got this new one now. Cost me nothing. I forgot to mention, I took out the strut assembly just to give me more room, because last time I did this, it was a pain in the ass to get it to line up straight and actually have the seat clamp in there into the transmission. And then what you want to do before you go to slide the new one in is in there clean up around where you're going to slide the axle into, and get a little bit of transmission fluid and coat it just to make sure it's nice and clean so you don't have no problems. Now what you want to do on this end, you want to spray a little either liquid pipe wrench or WD-40 or something just to help this slide in. So I'm going to spray that, and then you're good. Just throw it on in there. You want to try to get the C-clamp, the open end facing down. That's what I've had my best luck with. Alright, got the camera set up so you can see the hole that I gotta stick the axle shaft in. Hopefully I can line it up straight, and it should go in pretty easy. There you go, that click. Just make sure you can come out and grab it. It's good. It ain't going nowhere. It's how simple it was. You just want to hear that C-clamp snap in there. Now what I'm going to do is put the end of the axle in through the center of the hub assembly. Let's see how hard this is. Alright, now we're going to try to get the end of the axle in there. Got the camera set up. Shouldn't be too hard. There we go. Now we got it lined up in there. You see, it's set up just sitting in there. And that way when I push this whole assembly back up, to bolt everything back up, it'll just slide right in. And that's what I'm gonna do now. If you do it my way and take the strut assembly out, when you go to remove it, do not loosen that up, or you could get hurt or killed. Just loosen the 3 bolts in the top, and then there's a plate usually connecting 2 of them up there. When you go to put it back in, it's a snug fit, and it's a pain in the butt. You gotta wiggle it a little bit. But I take it out because it gives me easier access to push that in straight, and you see how easy that went in. Got the strut in there. Got this bolt tightened up. Now it also has this bracket that goes across. Put it down like that, and then you can bolt it back up. Since I took this one out almost 3 times now, it wasn't really that hard to get in. Just gotta wiggle it a little bit because it is a pretty tight fit. Like I said, you might have to get a screwdriver in there, pry it a little bit. Alright, I got the hub assembly. Got both of these bolts in there, just kind of holding it right now. I loosened this up, kept it loose up top just so I could have some wiggle room when I went to go bolt this up. And now I gotta slide the caliper back around here and bring it back out so I can bolt it up and put the end link on. It's easier once you get it all set up, and then you can adjust the jack and everything to be able to line it up. Now I got the brake caliper back over here, and we're just going to put the bolts in. And it goes one in the top, and then one down below down here. Alright, got the bolts all tightened up. One other thing is to make sure, if you're going to take off your brake caliper, that you take off the bolts in the back. this bolt, and then there's one down below. Don't take off these top ones. That's not what you want to loosen up. There's a view of the bottom one right there. You want to get that one. You don't want to loosen up this one. Alright, now all I did was I lifted the jack up a little bit. So now I can take this end link and I can just slide it right on in. Just like that. Now just bolt it up. Alright, now final step to put this back together is I'm going to put the screws into the brake line holders. That's going to hold the brake line. There's one on this side and then one over on this side, and then I'm going to get to pulling the axle all the way through. Alright, I got it started, and mine also had, when I first took it ever apart, it had this kind of washer ring behind it. Just going to tighten it up here until you can't tighten it no more. Alright, got it snug as tight as I can get it, and then you just go ahead, replace your cotter pin, and then once you get it in there, you just bend the ends around. Of course, this is going to be stubborn. Now I got the cotter pin bent both ways, and they're nice and purty. Everything's all tightened up. Make sure everything's tightened. Now it's time to put the wheel on and see how I did. Alright, I like to go underneath it, wipe everything down, just so when you go take it for your test drive, you can come back and check it and see if the seal's leaking or not. Everything looks good. It's in there nice. Alright, got it all tightened up. Just tightened up all the lug nuts. Got a little tip for you guys. A lot of these bolts are a pain in the ass to break loose. So if so, my jack right here comes apart in half. And what I do is I'll take it, and this end's open, the rubber piece is out, and what you can do is take it and slide it over your ratchet or whatever you're using, and that way it's a good breaker bar and gives you some leverage. And I'm telling you what, this is a lifesaver when you're working on the front end, if you have the room. Sometimes you don't have enough room for a big pipe that's sticking out. Now it's time to go for a test drive. Alright, driving the car around right now. Seems alright. Still moving now, so that's a plus. Haven't heard no noises, no clicking, no clacking, no grinding. Alright, just cruising. Car's running pretty good, doing about 50. It's going nice and straight. Not even holding the steering wheel, look at that. Beautiful. Alright, all that is how you replace the front CV axle on a 2007 Kia Optima. Wasn't too hard. Since I replaced it a couple months ago, it made it a lot easier. I hope this helped you, or someone. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thumbs up if you use the thumbs up. Till next time. Peace.